Good morning, people of YouTube. I'm here with Joshua Boosters, the legend himself, because he made Top Cut with his deck, Commandramon. Didn't you, Joshua?
I did, yes.
Okay.
It's the online raid and trade regional, I think.
What was your seed again?
I got 19th in the end because I lost round 8. So,
Against?
Garurumon X, but I guess we'll just get into matchups at the end.
Fair enough. Let's get into the deck profile first.
Alright, so starting with the DigiX, I played 5, which was a mistake, but I did play 5. So I played for Pagu, which is good. That was the good part about the DigiX. Because you're not like building a stack or you're not playing a lot of cards that generate card advantage. This is really nice because it means that hopefully when your Commandramon dies, you can add an additional card to your hand, which will do something. But it also misses a lot because you're playing a lot of options and tamers, which is a little bit annoying. But yeah, it was good. Like when it hits, it's nice. And it can also add DevX to your hand since it's a black Digimon as well, which is very nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then the 5th deck I played Tsumemon. This one is definitely better than Missimon, which I see some lists playing, because this gives like 2000 DP boost. We have one with the same name in play, and you're playing a lot of Commandramon, so sometimes you have a rookie with 7000 DP, which is kind of big, like, not gonna lie. But this is just so much better, like, I would definitely just cut this and just play the 4th Pagu. I don't really think the 5th one comes up, like, maybe in like a security control matchup, but even like I think you can probably just ignore that, and you should probably just ignore that. So yeah, that's the DigiX. Then moving on to the level 3s, we are of course playing 16 Commandramon.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, like you need to play 16, right? Because you just want to hit this and you want to optimize your chances of hitting that.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to EX3, where we'll be playing 20 Commandramon, even better. But yeah, for now, honestly, like these are the only like really good ones. This one is decent, and then this one sucks. This one just replaces itself, right? So sometimes what you really want to be doing is not play this early game, but like late game when you're want to make sure you set up for a game next turn. You can just play this out, and if they out it, they will have to out the Commandramon that replaces it as well, to prevent them from being gamed. But yeah, sometimes of course you have to play this early game if it's the only one you have. But yeah, then this one was probably the best one during the tournament, just because it's a blocker and blocks are so strong this format. It will allow you to survive that extra turn, and then if you have like the proper setup, you can threaten 3 attacks, even if you have just one Digimon in raising after they clear the field, which is very good. Yeah, and then this one's just it's a 2-drop, so it helps with memory choking, which is fine. And then this one, you literally just played for the name, like it's 4-drop, it doesn't do anything. You can play that with like Pride Memory Boost though, like it's not totally terrible, but it's definitely out of the Commandramon, it's the worst. So 16 Commandramon, but that's not even all of the level 3s we're playing. Yeah, the reason I play this deck is that it would be a tournament without the Mulligan rule. So you can obviously play stack deck, and that's totally fine. Stack deck won the tournament, which was Alphamon, but I just really didn't want to brick. So in the end, I played 22 level 3s, which is a lot.
Almost half the deck.
Yeah, like you should always be seeing a level 3 in your opening hand. And then I'm also playing Pride Memory Boost, which makes it like you're playing 26 even starting cards, kind of crazy. But the Triple Gurumon, just discard one to Commandramon's draw 2, which is nice. Again, the card advantage thing, and not much to say about that really. And then this card is really good as well against like blue decks, Garurumon. A lot of decks are playing Memory Boost. This is also really good against Alphamon. I won one game because my opponent just forgot the effect of Chumon. He went into Uryuken, and I played like I don't remember what I played, but like some bigger Digimon, so this wouldn't get lead by the Uryuken, so he couldn't really play around it either way. And then he was like, okay, evolve for 7. Then he started like packing up his stack. I was like, you can't do that, it's Chumon. I was like, oh right, then it's your turn. And then I just won. That was very, very nice.
Big oof.
Yeah, but this card is amazing. Like if I had the space, I would probably play like 4 of this. It's just so good. But yeah, a lot of level 3s. Then for level 4s, just play 2 Grumblemon. You know, just you want to finish off the game. You're playing 6 Tamers, 5 of which are black, 6 of which should be black. But I'll talk about that later. Yeah, it's just good, right? Like what I talked about, if you have the memory boost tamer setup, you can like threaten attack with the rookie with this and with Darkramon. It's kind of crazy. And then I played 1 Sealsramon. Just like I said, blockers are just so good, so I want to play an additional blocker. This card just, it's also Brigade for Darkramon. Yeah, yeah, it was good. Not much to complain, really. And then I played 4 of the Darkramon. This just helps close out the game. Yeah, what is there to say about that, right? This is like the only skillful card in the deck, because sometimes you can like stack your deck with this and then set up your plays like that with like the Power Boon or the Pride Memory Boost, the Commandramon, stuff like that. Which is definitely really cool. You can do really cool things with this, but you know, you mostly just play it down and then attack for game. Which is nice. And then I suppose it can also be used to evolve into this guy. Which is DefXmon, new cards. Definitely gives some new life to this deck. Really helps you, you know, get rid of whiteboards. It's really funny. At the start of the tournament, this card kind of sucked. It was just in my hand, didn't do anything. But then the later rounds of the tournament, it was absolutely insane. Like, it won me 3 or 4 games. I played against Imperial Dramon, and this guy's just crazy. But yeah, very good card. Shout out to Bruce, because he brought me 2 of those. Yep. That's it for the Digimon. So the rest of the deck is Non-Digimon. This is the best card in the deck, in my opinion. Kazu.
The Tamers.
Yeah, like everybody asked me, what does it do when I played it? It's like at the start of your main phase, if you have a Cybercore machine in play, you can gain 1 memory. So it's like a pseudo memory tamer. And then the other effect's also really good. If you have, attack with one of those, you can suspend it to draw 1 card, discard 1 card. It really helps you cycle through the deck, set up your trash for the Darkramon, and it also just really helps you, you know, filter all the useless, huge cost options you have in your hand for actual cards you can play, which is very, very nice. This is definitely the best card in the deck. Again, like every time I opened this, I was so happy, just so good. And then I play 1 Izzy for Memory Tamer. I mean, it's nice to look at the top of your deck, and then, you know, sometimes you can make some decisions based on that with the Commandramon or the Pride Memory Boost. And then I played this card, sucked, Matt. I saw this as like some other decklist that topped. You know, the only use is to get this back. I know, it was just horrible. I think I used it once, and then I added DefX to my hand, and then my opponent started playing around it, obviously, so not very good. And then also, this is the only non-black card in the deck, and I swear, like when I did Izzy, I showed it like 4 times or something, like absolutely ridiculous.
They're very close friends, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, this should definitely just be another Izzy. I do really want to play 2 memory tamers, but not Matt.
Right.
And then moving on to the options, which are a lot. This is probably the best one, Ultimate Flare. Just, you're basically playing like a pseudo security control, because you can't really, you know, outstuff with your engine aside from DefXmon. So you have to play all these bombs. This one is just crazy. I have to admit, like with all the X antibody Digimon in the game, it's a little bit, you know, less good. Because sometimes, like, you hit an ultimate and it just evolves back into a champion anyway, and then, you know, it doesn't get rid of it. But even that can be really high impact against something like Metal Gear Rumon. And I did have a lot of times where I just, you know, wiped the entire field. When it was hidden security, or when I just played from my hand, which you sometimes have to do. Then I played double Iron Fist Onslaught, which deletes all opposing Digimon with the highest play cost. This card overperformed, was absolutely insane. Would definitely play more of this. Again, it's really good in security, but it's also... the thing with this deck is, because you start to push really early, your opponent is really often, like, they're building up in the raising, but they have to move out to deal with your field. So they can't, for example, build up like the perfect stack for Alphamon with the Doru Greymon, because they have to put out or they just die. And then, you know, you can just Iron Fist their Alphamon, and then basically the game is just over, right? Because they start rebuilding their stack. But yeah, definitely crazy card. And then the last card is really good in security, but also in the hand, like, is Congo. I was talking really badly about this card. I thought it really sucked in the earlier matches, but then honestly, this card's absolutely insane. Like, it just stops you from dying so often. There were also some times where my opponent played it against me, and I was like, man, if he just played like 2 turns later, I would have just lost the game. But they played it early. It's really good in the mirror, like against Metal Garumon's also really good actually, because they can do all the swings because some of the Metal Garumon are 7 drops. Yeah, it's good against Armor Rush. I didn't play any though, but if you play against it, it's just amazing. And also, just if like Alpha 1 hits in the security, they can't finish off the game with the Grumamon and stuff like that. Is ridiculous card. I think 2 is fine though.
The timing is key. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. Like, it seems like such an easy card to just play correctly, right? But it isn't. Because in the end, you're minusing yourself, and like I get it's kind of tempting to just try to memory choke your opponent with this card. And in some matchups, that's obviously correct. Like against something like War Greymon X, this isn't gonna do anything, right? So you might as well use it for that. But definitely against stuff like Armor Rush and this deck, if you just play it later, it's just so much better, right? Like, cool if you play this to stop 2 attacks, but it's so much better to play this when you can stop like 5 attacks with this. Then that's the last card of the deck, is the Pride Memory Boost. Seen a lot of lists play 3 of this, but I definitely think it's one of the best cards in the deck. Again, if you have like a Memory Tamer out and this one, you will start your turn with 5, or you will start with 3 memory, but you have access to 5 memory. And if you have a Rookie in Racing, that means that potentially you have 3 attacks, one with Darkramon, and then you can memory boost and put Gromba over the Tamer as well, which is really good. If you don't know what it does, you'll be able to 3 top cards of your deck, and then you can play a 4-cost Black Digimon from them. So you can just play one of your Commandramons, or Chumon, or Hagurumon with this, which is very cool. It sets up the trash, and it's has the delay memory boost effect, which is very nice. So yeah, that was the deck list.
All right, thanks for sharing. Any changes you would make?
Yeah, like I said, I probably want to play like additional Iron Fist. I just want to play like a little bit more security cards. Anyway, not too many though, because I want to keep the consistency of the deck. I definitely swap out the Met for the Izzy 100%. Like the Met was just horrible. I think that's the only change for now. Like, of course, it depends how the meta will shape up and stuff. But yeah.
All right. Do you want to say anything about your matchups, or?
Yeah, sure. So I was gonna play like War Greymon X for this event, but then I heard there was no mulligan, so I decided to switch to this. It's funny though, because War Greymon X got 3rd place, I think. So it obviously was still a good deck. I played against 3 Alphamon in a row at the start, which I all beat. Then I played Metal Garou, which I beat 2-0. Then I lost to Buestar, because that felt like a little bit bad, because this deck is just so much more consistent than the Buestar deck. But he just high rolled me 2 games. Like, game 1 he opens Gabu, Icemon, and that's it's like Exodia, right? Just so hard to beat them after they open that. Like, crash, ditch 6 of the options. That's like, sure, cool. And then game 2 he just did it again. I made him start, he just opened that again.
Pretty strong.
Cool, it happens, I guess. Then after that I played against, I think it was Imperial, which was like the easiest matchup of the day. Very nice guy though, but like Dev X1, crazy. Then I played against Buestar again, which was a Dutch guy. Shout out to him. I accidentally made an illegal play, which was a little bit oof, but it was getting late in the day, and obviously wasn't intentional.
Things happen.
Yeah. And I beat him 2-1. I think I lost game 1. I was like, here we go again with the Buestar, because that matchup is like really rough in my opinion. But we got there in the end. Also because like game 3 he drew like unplayable. Like he just couldn't do anything.
Non-Exodia.
Yeah, non-Exodia. And then the last round I played against Metal Garou again. And I think I kind of threw this one. Definitely could have played better. Like, I got really lucky. Like, game 1 he hit Ultimate Flare Security, and then game 2 I think he hit Ultimate Flare twice in the security. But I I'm not sure if I could have won game 1, but game 2 I'm like pretty sure I could have won if I just like played my cards a little bit better. But this guy played really, really well, so he ended up winning. So deserved for him. I think he got 8th place in the end. But I think Battle Guru should be like a good matchup if you play it correctly. But I was just getting tired. So the deck is good. I wasn't. Yeah.
Okay. Any final words?
Yeah, just the standard. So, like, if you want to see more deck profiles, Digimon content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Be sure to let me know what you think about the deck, or what other decks you would like to see. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, and until next time. Ciao.
Bye.